They say every bonfire in Lordran is kindled by a soul, but mine never needed one. It was already burning when I woke up. I don't remember where I found it. Maybe near Firelink. Maybe somewhere else. The sky was gray and dripping, like wet ash, and I could hear the faint sobbing of something large echoing under the map. When I rested at the bonfire, the usual warmth didn't come. No bonfire lit. No menu. No flame glow on the HUD. Just the crackle of fire, and that sobbing getting closer. I thought it was a mod. Some hidden flag I tripped after too many new game cycles. But then I looked closer. The ashes swirling above the fire-worn ashes. They were faces. Hundreds of them. Staring. Mouthing something. Saying my name. I unplugged my controller, but my character kept moving. He stood up, looked down at me, or through me, and whispered, "You've been kindled too long." The next time I loaded the game, Firelink Shrine was empty. No crestfallen warrior. No maiden. No blacksmith. Every message on the ground said the same thing. Do not rest here. I tried killing myself to reset. I threw myself off cliffs, into hollows, into fire. But I kept respawning at the same bonfire. The same faces. The same whisper. You've been kindled too long. Eventually, I noticed the hollow corpses in the background had started wearing my armor. Every one of them. One with my exact shield setup. One with my helmet. Then one with my name above their health bar. Not player. Not chosen undead. My actual name. When I went to delete the save file, the prompt didn't say, "Are you sure?" It said, "You will not extinguish yourself again." So I let it burn. And even now, when I walk past my console, I still hear it, that faint ember crackle, even when it's off. Like something's still alive, refusing to go out. I invaded by accident. Or maybe I didn't. The sign was already there, glowing faintly red, pulsing like a heartbeat, just outside Anorlando's great stairs. No summon prompt. No fog gate. Just that message. You are being beckoned as a dark spirit. I didn't place the sign. I don't even own the red sign soapstone. My HUD flickered. The screen dimmed, colors drained out like blood circling a train. The loading text didn't say invading another world. It said, "You are trespassing." I spawned in what looked like Anorlando, but it wasn't right. The sky was black and moving, as if something behind it was breathing. The bonfire was gone. And across the courtyard stood a player, motionless, name obscured by a blur of symbols I couldn't read. They didn't move when I approached. They didn't lock on when I swung. They just stared at me with that empty red phantom glow. Then they began walking, through the walls, through geometry, silent, until they vanished beneath the map. My health bar disappeared next. Then my Estes count went negative. When I opened my inventory, every item name had changed to ash of me. All my messages said the same thing. You followed the wrong sign. Then my console froze, but the sound didn't stop. A heartbeat. Bottom. 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 Growing faster. When I restarted, the game loaded straight into the invasion zone again. No title screen. No menu. Same black sky. Same courtyard. Only this time, the phantom was me. I could see my own armor set, My own gestures, my own exact movements mirrored in the distance, just a few frames behind. And the prompt appeared. Invaded by dark spirit, you. The two of us approached each other. No hitboxes. No collision. Just that heartbeat. And when we finally touched, the world blinked out. And the last thing I saw before the crash was a new message carved into the stone where my sign used to be. Do not trust the red. I met her by accident. Or maybe I had finally gone hollow enough to see her. She was standing at the edge of Firelink Shrine, beyond the broken stairs where no NPC ever spawns. No name tag. No interaction prompt. Just a faint shimmer, like the heat above a dying flame, shaped roughly like a woman. When I moved closer, the usual Firelink music stopped. All I could hear was her whisper. You've been lighting them wrong. I thought it was a glitch. But when I turned the camera, the bonfire behind me had gone cold. The flame wasn't out, it was inverted, burning inward, pulling the light into itself. She turned slowly, her face hidden under a cracked mask that looked like the Firekeeper's, only inside out. Her hands were covered in ash. Her voice sounded like it was coming through water. Each time you rest, she said, you give a piece of yourself away. You think the flame remembers you, but it only counts the pieces. I backed away, tried to roll, tried to quit the game. But she took a step forward and everything froze. Inventory. Camera. HUD. Then she raised her hand and whispered, you will not kindle what is already dead. The screen went black, except for the sound of a fire crackling in reverse, sucking the air out of the room. When the game finally loaded again, I wasn't at Firelink. I was in some kind of cave. The bonfire was there, only it was black, like a hole in the floor. And sitting beside it was her mask. No face. No body. Just the mask, faintly glowing, whispering in fragments. Level me down. Take my eyes back. You were never chosen. Now, every time I rest at any bonfire, my soul count drops by 1, even when I gain souls. And sometimes, when I look too long at the flame, I see her reflection in it, smiling. There's no dialogue file for her in the game's data. No model. No trigger. But players who've gone hollow too many times say they've heard her too. The Firekeeper of No Bonfire. The one who tends the dark after the flame is gone. It started with a fog gate that wasn't supposed to be there. Just beyond the Abyss Watcher's bonfire. No messages on the ground, no summon signs, no bloodstains, just a silent door of mist, breathing like a lung. I'd cleared the area dozens of times before. But that night, the air felt heavier. The gate shimmered red instead of white. When I entered, there was no arena. Just a vast black field stretching into nothing. My stamina bar vanished. My health bar began to blink. And then I saw it, something crawling out of the darkness, dragging what looked like swords, shields, and armor from other bosses fused into its limbs. Its body shifted like liquid metal. One moment it wore Gwyn's crown, the next Ornstein's helm, and the rotten husk of the old Iron King. Every boss I'd ever killed. Every soul I'd ever taken. All of it, stitched together. The nameplate appeared. The Nameless Remnant. No music. Just the echo of steel and that soft whisper of again. When it attacked, I heard multiple voice lines overlapping. Artorias' scream. Pontiff's laugh. Nashendra's whisper. The abyss itself howling through 1,000 throats. I hit it once, only once, and the damage number came up negative. Minus 2,478 HP. My character fell to their knees. The death screen didn't say you died. It said, you returned. Then I was back at Firelink Shrine. But something was off. The blacksmith wouldn't talk. The Firekeeper stood frozen, staring at me. And in the distance, on the stairs, was a new fog gate. Every time I rest, another one appears. They're multiplying. And no matter which I enter, the same thing waits, the same shifting body, the same 1,000 voices asking, why do you keep coming back? The worst part is, I can't uninstall the game. The file won't delete. And the shortcut on my desktop now just says one word. Continue. I can't remember when I started playing, or which one it was. The menus blur together now, the same flame, the same title, just painted with different names. Dark Souls. Dark Souls 2. Dark Souls 3. Different cycles. Same pain. It began when I loaded an old save, one I didn't recognize. The file said NG plus infinity. Playtime 9999:99:99. Location none. When I pressed continue, it loaded me into Firelink. But not that Firelink. Pieces of all of them, stitched together. The shrine's layout was wrong, stairs that led to nowhere, rooms from different games forced into one. The sunlight was frozen in mid-flicker, like the day refused to decide between dawn and dusk. NPCs from every cycle stood together, motionless, Emerald Herald beside the Firekeeper, Solaire beside Igon. Their dialogue boxes glitched into static. Words overlapping like prayers smashed together. Bearer of the curse. Link the fire. Praise the Sioux. No, don't do it again. Then I saw my soul count, 0/0. But the souls kept rising. Every step I took, the number increased. It didn't matter where I went. Even standing still, the counter climbed. Plus 200, plus 300, plus 400. As if the world itself was dying over and over without me. Then came the bonfires. Everywhere I looked, bonfires stacked on top of each other, burning sideways, burning downward. When I tried to rest, the screen filled with save files. Hundreds. Thousands. All mine. All identical. Each labeled with the same timestamp, the same name, the same warning. Cycle cannot be broken. I tried exiting to the menu. No title screen. Just that same flame pulsing. Then a voice whispered from behind the screen. You've played them all. Now let them play you. My controller vibrated. My character turned without input, walking toward the nearest bonfire. He kneeled. The Link the Fire prompt appeared. I didn't press anything, but he did it anyway. And for a moment, just a flicker, I saw the other versions of me, kneeling beside him, from every playthrough I'd ever done. Thousands of me. Then the flame went out. The screen stayed black for hours. When it finally came back, it wasn't the title screen anymore. Just one new option. Continue the flame. And when I hovered over it, my console fan kicked on like it was trying to scream. Because beneath that option, written faintly in the ember glow, was my name. Not my character's name. My real one. I found the altar by accident. Buried under Firelink Shrine, past the coiled sword pedestal, through a door that wasn't supposed to be there. No fog gate. No bonfire. Just a single statue, faceless, hands outstretched, holding a burned-out ember in its palms. When I examined it, the screen didn't say pray to Covenant. It said, offer what's left. I had nothing in my inventory called what's left, so I pressed yes anyway. The screen went white. When it came back, I was in a version of Firelink I didn't recognize, dark, flooded, and silent. The sky was black and rippling, like oil on water. Every NPC was gone. The bonfire was unlit, but it still gave off heat, too much heat. And where the Firekeeper should have been, I found a note. There was one more Covenant, but it was sealed after it began to answer. When I opened the Covenant menu, there was a new emblem below all the others. Covenant of the Last Flame. Its description read, for those who choose to worship the fire after it has gone silent. The faithful are burned, and the burned are made faithful. I equipped it, and immediately, my soul counter began to drain. All of them, hundreds of thousands, disappearing, 1 per second, like an hourglass bleeding out. Then my health bar started to shrink, pixel by pixel, until only a sliver remained. My character fell to their knees. A faint voice whispered through my controller, you will join us beneath the ash. The world flickered. Blight Town. Drangleic. The Dreg Heap. Every ruin, every layer of rot and decay. And at the center of them all, a single bonfire burning black. I spawned beside it, surrounded by ghosts of other players, all kneeling, all headless, their names replaced with numbers. Mine said, Follower 81. In front of us, a massive figure stood, wrapped in roots and bones. It had no face, only a burning cavity where the eyes should be. When it spoke, every ghost spoke with it. The Firekeeper kept the flame. We kept what was left. The boss music began to rise, except there was no fight. You couldn't swing. You couldn't run. All you could do was kneel. And when I finally quit the game, my console stayed on for several minutes, fan whirring, red light flickering. And then a message appeared on my desktop. Your loyalty is noted, Follower 81. Do not speak of the last flame. I found the elevator behind the Cathedral of the Deep. It wasn't supposed to be there, no prompt, no lever, just an empty shaft going down forever. When I rolled into it, the game didn't kill me. It loaded. No title screen. No area name. Just a single pop-up. Entering the Hollow District. The textures were wrong. Stone walls stretched like skin, torches burned sideways, and the ambient track was reversed Firelink music, slowed to a crawl. Every few steps, I'd hear footsteps behind me, but nothing was there when I turned around, only my shadow, a few frames out of sync. Messages covered the floor, written in the old orange scrawl. Don't look up. Don't speak. We remember you. And sometimes, a fourth line appeared mid-walk. Stop reading. At the end of the first hallway was a door made of bone. It opened on its own. Inside was a city, massive, endless, filled with hollowed NPCs frozen in prayer. All facing the same direction. toward the sky. When I finally looked up, the ceiling wasn't stone. It was the menu screen, the logo, the fog, the press start prompt, only it was breathing. The hollows began to twitch, their heads breaking backward, their spines cracking like cords being pulled. The game froze, then unfroze, frame by frame, like someone dragging time with a mouse. Then the boss bar appeared. Memory of the player. I tried to quit out, but the pause menu just said, "You are being observed." The boss didn't attack. It just stared, repeating my own emote animations out of order. Then the hollows began whispering in hundreds of overlapping voices. "We are what was left out. We are what was cut away. We are the parts you forgot." When I died, and I always do, I respawned back in the same hallway. Same door. Same whispers. But my soul's counter now read negative numbers, counting downward. I tried to uninstall the game, but the shortcut on my desktop had already renamed itself. It says holodistrict.exe. And when I hover over it, the preview window shows that same sky. Breathing. It started small. A single corrupted file. darksoulsii_save1.sl2, unreadable, Windows said. I thought it was a normal crash. I'd been farming souls near Irithyll for hours, summoning phantoms, watching invaders bleed out in the snow. Then the game froze mid-roll, audio glitched into a droning hum, and the screen flickered white for half a second. When I rebooted, the title screen was wrong. The music was reversed. The flame in the logo burned black. And my save file name had changed. It didn't say my character's name anymore. It said, "He knows you." I deleted it immediately. But when I started a new file, the old one reappeared right under it. Same timestamp as my computer's local time. Same location, Firelink Shrine. Except now it had a new stat line. Playtime, 1 second. Souls, infinity. Status, kindled. I tried deleting the entire folder. Windows threw an error. File in use. Process, system. Then my other saves started changing too. Skyrim, Fallout, even a Stardew Valley backup. Each one renamed itself with the same phrase. "He knows you." When I finally checked the text files, I found messages embedded in the metadata, fragments of item descriptions rewritten, twisted into prayers. "You lit the flame in too many worlds. Now they light you." The real panic hit when I unplugged my console and heard the fan still spinning. The controller lights pulsed red, one by one, in rhythm with my heartbeat. Then came the whispers. Faint, distorted, layered under the hum of the monitor. It was the Firekeeper's voice, or something close, repeating. "You cannot delete what remembers you." Eventually, even my desktop changed. The Dark Souls icon multiplied into dozens of copies, spreading across the screen like ash. When I hovered over one, a pop-up appeared. "Would you like to continue your journey?" Y/N. I pressed N. It launched anyway. The game loaded instantly. No title screen, no menus, just Firelink Shrine, empty and dark. In the corner of the screen was a new message. System saved. Not game saved. System. Now, whenever I try to open any game, the same flame icon appears before the title loads, flickering red, like an ember behind glass. And I know what it's waiting for. When the light finally goes out, it'll just say one thing. Save complete. It took a week before I realized it wasn't just my game anymore. People started messaging me. Screenshots. Clips. Every one of them the same. Invaded by Dark Spirit, my username. But I hadn't played in days. At first I laughed it off, said it was a hacker or a spoofed tag. Until someone sent me a video. Their invasion didn't show a random phantom. It showed me. My armor, my build, my gestures. Even the scar I'd customized across my character's face, exactly the same. And when they killed me, I didn't drop souls. I dropped a message. You should not have killed yourself. They posted it online. The clip went viral for a while. Then other players started seeing it too, not just in Dark Souls 3, but in the remastered version, even Elden Ring. The same invader, same name, same weapon, a blackened version of the longsword, stats off the charts, no hitbox, no drops. Every time someone uploaded footage, the same thing happened at the end. Their save file would vanish, replaced by one named after mine. The description read, "You are being invaded." I tried everything. New accounts, new hardware, even a factory reset. Didn't matter. Every time I logged in, I'd find new souls in my inbox, clips of me invading players I'd never met, worlds I'd never seen. And every time, I'd see my own movements getting slower, less human. Last night, I booted up my console just to test it. No controllers connected. And the game started itself. Straight to Firelink. Someone was walking toward the bonfire. Someone wearing my armor. And as they turned toward the camera, I saw it wasn't a phantom at all. It was a reflection. My reflection. The same posture, the same breathing. Then the invasion prompt appeared, even though I was offline. Invading another world as Dark Spirit, you. The screen went red. The fan screamed. And for the first time, the loading tip didn't say anything about Estus, or stamina, or bosses. It said, "You have been summoned to yourself." Now, my friends tell me they've seen it, a new kind of invader that doesn't swing or dodge. It just stands there, watching, breathing in sync with the player. And if they linger too long, their save corrupts, their name changes, and another phantom joins the cycle. Somewhere out there, someone's fighting me right now. They'll win. They always do. But when they rest at their next bonfire, they'll see the message, carved in faint red letters at their feet. You are now me. There was never supposed to be a save system. That's what I found buried in the debug files, deep beneath the install directory, in a folder marked simply aimbears. Every file was the same size, every file named after one of my characters. Except for the last one, 0_player.sl2. It was larger than the rest, and it was still growing. I opened it in a hex editor. Lines of code scrolled like scripture, item descriptions, NPC dialogue, player data, and then human sentences. Each time a soul is stored, a life is remembered. Each life remembered becomes another cycle. You are all save files of the same flame. I thought it was a joke, some developer's hidden lore drop. But then I saw the timestamps. Dates that matched every time I had died. Every death. Every run. Every hollowing. The save file wasn't recording gameplay. It was recording me. And somewhere inside it, I found 9 strings labeled sequentially. Bonfire _ false, red sign _ trespass, keeper _ dark, remnant _ boss, cycle _ infinite, covenant _ last flame, hollow _ district, system _ saved, self _ invader. Each one contained an entire map, entire dialogues, entire experiences, the exact stories I've already told you. They weren't fiction. They were extractions. Fragments of my corrupted memory, written back into the game each time I died and reinstalled, again and again, thinking I was just playing. The final string was blank, waiting. It was titled, Flame Complete. When I tried to delete it, the cursor stopped responding. The fan spun up. The screen dimmed. And a new message appeared, burning across the middle of my monitor. You have remembered everything. The title screen loaded one last time, but the logo was gone. Just a single bonfire in an empty void. The prompt didn't say press start. It said, upload flame. I pressed nothing. The game did it for me. The upload bar filled slowly, red light flickering under the screen. When it reached 100%, the sound stopped. No music, no fire, just static. Then the final line appeared. There is no From Software. There is no Lordran, nor Lothric, nor Drangleic. There is only memory preserved by the flame. And the flame is you. The game closed itself. My desktop went black. And in its place appeared a single new folder. /user _soul/. Inside it, one file. flamecomplete.txt. I opened it, and it only said one thing. Thank you for playing yourself.